So here again, there's been a local constitutional coup in California. And this is a little different video here because I'm out there, and especially with the events coming down in the Sarkozy case to be decided by the U.S. Supreme Court, perhaps as soon as tomorrow, which is Monday. And I'm ahead of the curve with the U.S. Supreme Court. I have been for some time. But if they go where I think they're going to go, and if Thomas writes this opinion, which seems to be likely, Justice Clarence Thomas, and if it's unanimous, and it might well be, we'll see about that part. But it's going to be a lot clearer. Even today's sixth and seventh graders will probably understand because there's not going to be a lot of legalese there. That the era of the administrative state is coming to a close, and that's good news for all of us. And with that in hand, that's a lot of settlement leverage. And what I do with my cases is we try to get in there and win the case in the trial court, which on rare occasions today can even happen. It was much more readily apparent back in the day when I started out 4 decades ago. But now we're to the point, that we're going to have claims against all of the perps across the board, all the way to the governor's office. And they're going to be treason to the Constitution. And that's the U.S. Supreme Court saying it, not me. Collins v. Virginia, 6 Wheaton 264, 1820, I think. And they say, oh, they don't use that case law anymore. The hell they don't. These current justices know exactly what it is, and they've been sounding more and more like me at the end of their 4th year of an all-out assault on the administrative state. And I have a lot of expertise. It's hard to put it into words. But if you want to, the best thing I can tell you about that is watch a Ron Howard movie called A Beautiful Mind about mathematician John Nash back in the 1950s that was doing things that were absolutely out of sight. Nobody understood it. And he changed the entire field of mathematics. And it really is a very good movie. And that's what I do with law. I just have it. It's a lot more than memory, which I've got a really good one. Where I can get in there, and that's one reason we never see a jury, by the way, because I can talk to the jury a cappella for 45 minutes or an hour with authorities as to why the perps can't do any of this. And there's no way they can allow that to happen. And even better, in that type of setting, I'm then going to be cross-examining the perps unfiltered by one of their fucking attorneys. They can't have that happen either. That's why they get the checkbook out, pay it off, have a nice day. So I'm looking for some serious investment capital here. We'll have some terms and conditions to work out. But the good news is, and I'll be, by the way, 76 later this year. And that can be a factor. But and the other thing I've had, by the way, is great health my entire life. And I'm thankful to the man upstairs for that. Just like I am the gifts I have to do what I do. Because I was put here to do this. It would have been nice to know that 60 years ago in my hometown of Washington, D.C. But they didn't teach anything in education back then either. Although in a lot of ways it was better. Not in this way. And as I said in my earlier videos, by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm a refugee from March 3rd, 1857. You can Google that date and you'll see why I know. How I got from A to B, I don't know. Got to ask Elon Musk or Bill Gates about that part. But I've got the goods here. And, we have a lot of leverage here, and I'll be very generous with returns on investment here. Because at my age, I don't need a hell of a lot of money anyway. And we may be getting a lot of big settlements here, which is great news for all of us and for the victims and their families and their posterity. And that gives us more leverage in other cases. And it may soon enough start to prevent some of these bastards from even filing charges, especially if they think that you're one of those people that knows your rights and knows what to do about it. So there's a lot to talk about here. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, and we can set up and arrange to talk by phone or Zoom appearance or whatever. And yes, I've been very blessed with the gifts I have, and I want to make the best use of them before I go out of here. And yeah, that's going to mean a good chunk of change. But you get in front of a jury and tell them, the jurors, this is what we're doing is good for you, your children, and your posterity. It's not even close. What do they have on the other side? Handful of goddamn attorneys in $2,000 designer suits, don't know anything, don't care, and they're going to get shown up. I would love to have an opportunity to do that. So that says, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, and we can talk and discuss, more about this, that, and the other, and see about working together. And wow, it's just so exciting for me. My life is still ahead of me at this age. That's how good this is. There's people 30 and 40 years younger than me. Life is over if it ever started. But that's one of the gifts I've been given, and I want to make the best use of it for all of us. That's how good it is. So that said, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. Like the video, subscribe, tell others, get the word out. The quicker we start acting together, the quicker we get the bastards off our backs. Thank you.